Hello, lovers, I'm very well back to Danganronpa 2. Goodbye, despair. Alright, so we're doing the investigation of Hope's Peak Academy. You know, those fucking ruins that they had. Okay. How do I go back again? There we go. Yeah, as you can tell, it's been a little bit of time. I have a new haircut and all that jazz. It's whatever. Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. Yeah, it's glitching out, dude. UI. Is this Monokuma's doing? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know what he's doing, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. I'm not going to fall for his traps. There's no way this will make me back down. I miss doing this. Like, the only thing literally stopping me has been, like, work. Let's be 100% real. This hallway, this is, what was her voice? This hallway, there's a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
Is it just me? Is there? Well, I mean, whoa. Oh, okay. I thought the whole screen started glitching at that point. Okay, so if I hate this. Okay, so what floor am I, whoa, on? Okay, that's blocked off. God, I hate this. I can go in the dojo. Okay, that's good to know. So I don't know if I've mentioned this or how much I've mentioned this, but I have played. Okay, is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside the school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside the building makes sense. How I know a bunch of secrets about this game before I even started playing it. This is not one of them. I am going this 100% blind. I have no idea what's happening, and it's gonna be a great time. There's a bunch of wooden lockers here. Each one of them has a traditional-looking wood block key sticking out of them. I guess they're just for show. And there's nothing particular to look at for a clue. Okay. Training dummy. There's a straw post. I guess that means it was used for training. Oh, god fucking damn it. Okay, so archery. That target seems pretty far away. If the production team had more time, there could have been a minigame here. Wait, what am I saying? Actually, though. Yo, what fourth wall did I do? Look. Huh? What's this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons. A history of Hope's Peak Academy with Monokuma. What? Wait, hold on. Why is a manga with such suspicious... It's late. Don't at me. Why is a manga with such a suspicious-looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with the history first, class.
Hey!
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then what's the first you ask? I thought it'd be language, but okay. That depends on the person. The answer's not statues. I'm sorry, by the way, for any of those watching past whenever I upload this with all the goddamn, like, reference I'm going to be making to current times, aka June 22nd? One of the two. June 21st, June 22nd, 2020. Just FYI. So just what I thought. Monokuma made this. This totally explains how suspicious it looks. Is that Cube? That's Cube! That's straight up Cube! What's that bitch doing here? I really just want to ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. Yeah, that looks like Cube! And that looks like Chiaki. Oh. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen throughout the... Okay, cut that out. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it is also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with the research of talent, so they decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department, who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilized a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge to look after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the reserve department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nonetheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and begin further research of talent to create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right. It was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. If you've seen Hope's Peak Academy V3, Hope Arc. Despair Arc. You know what the tragedy is. Or I can give you a TLDR, but I'll see what they tell us first. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Okay, it didn't. Okay. Quick rundown of what the most tragic, most despairful incident of Hope's Peak Academy was. I'll say when I'm done so I can easily edit it for y'all and give you all timestamps. So, starting now. So, what would happen was, Junko and Dashima basically gave a letter to the entire, student council to meet in, like, an old building and whatnot. And then gave them the task to basically kill each other. Another killing game. With the reward that whoever survived would survive. I do not remember the stakes. I think the stakes were like rumors about them or something being proven true. I can't remember what the stakes were, but either way, she essentially recorded all of the student council members who are supposed to be kind of like very top, very like prestigious people of the school killing each other, and that brought a bunch of despair to the school. So today could be talking about that. And I think the second one was then basically the destruction of Hope's Peak Academy, where she basically like convinced or brainwashed all the Reserve Corps students to kill the actually talented students and then kill themselves afterwards. It was fucked up. Alright, and there. The ending was so sudden, like a manga that suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus, 3 phrases mentioned at the end of this manga. The tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. These names are so melodramatic, there's no way these incidents really happened. Right? This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know details, but no, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The reserve department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those Reserve Corps students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird. Oh, you're here again. The thing that's weird is you, of course. Huh?
Hey,
Why'd you forget that you were part of the reserve department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that too. What do you want me to say?
by the way,
Based on my assumptions, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of the Reserve Corps students.
I got it.
Or you willingly steal those memories yourself. Huh? You want to be confident in yourself, so you want to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memories of what happened. It happens pretty often, not that I know anything about that though. Seeing as I'm a bear, and not really a human. I like doing Malcolm's voice, what can I say? Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on.
But things are inconvenient. You always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a... I'm sorry, I have a hard time talking when I do this voice because I try to talk very fast, and at the same time it's difficult for me to read because I'm most likely dyslexic, but who actually fucking knows? 'Cause I never got tested for that. Anyways, time back to reading. What can I ignore that now? What's expected of a Reserve Corps student? Damn it, what the heck? Oh. A reserve department has been added to your tooth bowl section of the handbook. Nice! Okay, I don't think there's gonna be anything else. It's an armor and a helmet. Did the map developers design this to reflect the Japanese I mean, did they? Also, was there an ultimate archer in any of the games? I don't remember one. Okay, so that's the dojo. I know what floor I'm on now, okay. So I can't reach that building, unfortunately. Ah, damn it. I think that's the science lab. Is that? Or the biology lab, one of the two. Shit. Oh, hello, Kazuichi. You weren't here before.
What's going on?
It's kind of creepy. I can't go to places that I should be able to go to. It's like some rules being enforced for no reason. It's like this invisible wall or something. Yeah, no shit. Okay. So I went to the dojo. I hate this. After I played Doki Doki Literature Club, I just hate a bunch of stuff. Okay, so... Oh, this is the biolab. Oh, it's not letting me in. Then why? Okay, I think they're gonna let me in later. Wait, what? Okay, no, that was already there. Okay, so that was already there. I feel like if I keep walking around this area, different things are gonna happen. Oh, wait. This wasn't unlocked before, was it? I don't remember it being unlocked. Hello? It me? Book. The fuck? This is another manga. It's lying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hotsuki Academy. Huh. Wait. Wasn't the tragedy of Hotsuki Academy mentioned in the other manga too? Why is Hotsuki Academy... It's why Hotsuki Academy went bankrupt, and it was a trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about the incident? Tragedy of Hotsuki Academy. He looks like a manga character I know. I can't think of the name. I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the events known as the Tragedy of Hotsuki Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawing depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the tragedy of Hotsuki Academy occurred at Hotsuki Academy. No fucking shit. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamukura. I remember now. Izuru was a genius known as the symbol of hope. Hotsuki Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence. Sometimes I can read, and it's a great fucking time, but most times I can't. Actually, I started my fanfiction reading because I fucking can't read and I wanted to get better at reading, so there y'all go, fam. I still suck at it. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru was known as a symbol of hope, But Izuru, who was known as a symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrific incident. 13 students at Hotsuki Academy Student Council, along with the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. Lie. They killed each other. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stroked the fires of the Reserve Corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated, and the uprising began. And that heralded Hotsuki Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hotsuki Academy. Okay, so they were both connected. So they were both the tragedy of Hotsuki Academy, but one was the most despair-inducing incident. The other one was just a tragedy. I thought I saw a cat there. I'm going crazy. Eventually, an incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. Wait, what? Wait, what? There's two different things? The incident we know is the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Wait, there's two different things? I could have sworn the second one. Okay. Will they tell us, though? We're excited. Danganronpa 0. Danganronpa 0. Or the anime, as you want to call it. Fuck it. Also, what the fuck does Danganronpa even mean? I never actually looked that up now that I think about it. Whoops. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hotsuki Academy. What irony! For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident, a talent like that is too real for society. It's like trying to fight Jesus with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Damn it, he always leads up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. I, for one, love Monokuma. Fuck off. But ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before, too. But it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply meant talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd give me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here, it said the reserve corps students in the reserve department began an uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. That's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Ah. Tragedy at Host Peak has been added to the Truth Bullet section of my handbook. Nice! I've always learned about the tragedy of Host Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? Yeah, I don't remember what this was. And who's this other student that isn't Izuru? I know who that is. A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. Okay, is there anything else in here? Nope, nothing I care about. Yep. Okay, so let's see what it sends me to next. Okay, so I can't do anything with that. Why is it keeping me on this floor? When a lot more stuff happened on like the third floor? The second and fourth? Okay, is this unlocked finally? Ah! Raw? Raw? Oh, Raw! Oh my god, I read that as Raw and I was like, am I back in like 2005? Like, please no. God, why is my eye itchy? Ah! Sorry guys, I got the Rona, I'm gonna die. I don't, but... Let me fucking joke, fam. What the hell is with this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hope I investigate so I can get out of here already. Hey, the Morgue! What's up, my dude? Ooh. There's another manga just laying around here. This time the title is The Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about the incident. And the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just, what was that incident really about? It might turn out to be something lame. Bitch, what? Bitch, what? I mean, 13 students was not considered, and like the uprising of like the reserve department, Host Peak Academy, was not considered the most awful, most tragic, most despairful event in human history. And you think this is gonna be lame? Bitch, what? Fuck off. I flipped through the page of the manga and hoped I was right. Bitch, no. Also, this one's supposed to be a horror manga. Oh, biggest, awful, tragic. Okay, I'm stupid. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrific incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Most likely. Anyways, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy of Host Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Host Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but then the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began to join in. It sounds very familiar. But the movement was not confined to the internet, and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities, yes, soon came to light. By then it was too late. The end and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong, and violence and death continued to spread and shock their... What? As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing into more uncivilized times when senseless death was the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immersed despair began spreading and eventually engulfing the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'etats began occurring around the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principle, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who was influenced by Host Peak Academy. Ah, fuck. Devoted to a certain student who was devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talent for the sake of mankind's hope, they used it for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Ah! Okay, I remember now. I remember now. As long as ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. Yep. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This was definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. What's happened to them?
No way.
Hey, it's just a yelling at a manga. How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this?
Wow.
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. Enough! What is this messed up manga? I thought you'd obviously know such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you not to remember that, such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though, thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during this period has been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened, and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible. How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real. Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world. I see, so that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning. Well, as a headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate. But on the other hand, I want to know whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you have to make that decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here. He's trying to make us feel despair towards the outside world, so we want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Perhaps... No, that's definitely it. Alright. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this ultimate despair group? If they're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction, are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. But if they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they actually... Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they're called Ultimates. Then, are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use. I'm going to freeze to death. I'm not on limit. I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Alright, so is anything going to happen right now? Because, okay. That was close. I nearly froze to death. So, where should I go next? Okay. I just want to see what my next destination is going to be. I think I have a feeling I know. That's the dojo. Oh, is it here? No, it's not here. Damn it. Class 5B. And one more. Fuck it. I need water, though. Lovely. No, I should ignore it. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see him. What's up, Hiko?
Jeez.
When I went inside this room, that bastard bear was suddenly here. He kept glancing at me. I wonder why. It's gonna be shitty either way.
Right.
So I'll let you handle it. There's no way I'm gonna deal with that idiot. I don't want to do that either. Damn it. Okay, what you gotta say to me, Mama Kuma?
Hiya.
Why, hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasantly well. Oh, you're pleasantly well. You're pleasantly well, right? What are you doing here?
No.
Well, it's nothing I need to tell you about on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth? You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place. High school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. I'm getting really fed up with your blabbling. Hurry up. What do you need to tell me? It's about a key piece of information you've been waiting so long for. Surprise! It's about Ultimate Despair. Huh? Ahem. Even though the term Ultimate Despair refers to a group these days,
Actually,
it was originally entitled for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive. A high school girl?
yes, indeed.
Lady Junko Enoshima! Junko Enoshima.
Hey,
As the former Ultimate Despair, she created Despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the Ultimate Despair. There was one really horrible person in that group. Hold on a second. I don't know what Ultimate Despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl. Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it.
Hey,
That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced the highest echelons of power. Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place. So she even recruited people who would have been in position to neutralize the threat.
Huh?
Then what was their purpose? What? Like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't make any sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they do what they did without... They had a purpose, right? There's no way they do what they did without any purpose.
Hey,
That was Junko Enoshima's despair. Huh? For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima. What are you saying? I'm a stuffed plushie, Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Enoshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving, for her, everything's despair. What the hell? With her upwelling force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. Nope, I didn't. She controlled their despairs by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea has been slammed right into their minds. And so the ultimate despairs have been recruited and become nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Enoshima. Like believers making offerings to their god, like a mother providing food to her children, they dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilations. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed there was something that they had to do. There's always something like that crazy as possible. You know about the final days of the reserve corps students during the tragedy of Hotspeed Academy? Final days?
in other words,
Junko had the power to change people's values. This is also true for famous people throughout history. Hey, what do you mean final days? What happened to the reserve department?
of course.
They fulfilled their roles as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so, 2,357 students of the reserve department all committed mass suicide. Mass suicide?
What'd you say?
All 2,357 students? Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded. One person was excluded, huh? Is that me?
Damn it.
I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate Despair, Junko Enoshima? They don't scare me at all. I mean,
Bastard.
Junko Enoshima's already dead. Huh? Ultimate Despair has been added into your Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Nice. And Reserve Department has been updated in your handbook. Check out the Truth Bullet menu to review it. Nice. Alright, and now I'm gonna end this episode. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my other videos, recommend these games. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know how you think it's gonna end because this is getting very spicy. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to stay mythical. See you all next time. Goodbye, my lovelies.